Hello everyone, welcome to Literature Insights. I hope you all are doing well. This is part 2 of the PYQs discussion. We were doing the chronology questions of the 2024 exam, so let's continue with that. Question number 1. What is the correct chronological sequence of periods of American literature? Options are early national period, naturalistic period, revolutionary age, realistic age, and the age of transcendentalism. So before arranging them in the original order or the correct order, let's learn about the timeline of American literature. So first we have the colonial period, which is starting from 1607 and ending at 1775. This period encompasses the founding of Jamestown in 1607 up to a decade before the Revolutionary War. The major writers of this period are Phyllis Wheatley, Cotton Mather, William Bradford, Anne Bradstreet, and John Winthrop. Moving on to the next stage, the Revolutionary Age, which is starting at 1765 and ending at 1790. The Revolutionary Age is arguably the richest period of political writing, and this includes writers like Thomas Jefferson, Thomas Paine, James Madison, and Alexander Hamilton. And it includes works like Declaration of Independence, the Federalist Papers, and the poetry of Philip Freneau. Moving on, we have the early national period, which is starting at 1775 and ending at 1828. The early national period is responsible for notable first works such as the first American comedy written for the stage, The Contrast by Royal Tyler, and the first American novel, The Power of Sympathy by William Hill. This also includes writers like Washington Irving, James Fenimore Cooper, and Charles Brogden Brown. Moving on, we have the American Renaissance, which is starting at 1828 and ending at 1865. The American Renaissance is also known as the Romantic period in America and the Age of Transcendentalism. This period is commonly accepted to be the greatest of American literature. Major writers include Walt Whitman, Emerson, Thoreau, Hawthorne, Edgar Allan Poe, Melville, etc. And then we have the realistic period, which is starting at 1865 and ending at 1900. In the realistic period, certain romantic notions of the American Renaissance were replaced by the realistic descriptions of American life, such as those represented in the works of William Dean Howells, Henry James, and Mark Twain. Moreover, this period also includes poets like Walt Whitman and Emily Dickinson. Moving on, we have the naturalistic period, which is starting at 1900 and ending at 1914. This relatively short period is defined by its insistence on recreating life as life really is, even more so than the realists had been doing in the decades before. American naturalist writers such as Frank Norris, Theodore Dreiser, and Jack London created some of the most powerfully raw novels in the American literary history. Their characters are victims who fall prey to their own base instincts and to economic and sociological factors. Edith Wharton wrote some of her most beloved classics such as The Custom of the Country, Ethan Frome, The House of Mirth during this time period. Moving on, we have the modern period, which is starting at 1914 and ending at 1939. After the American Renaissance, the modern period is the second most influential and artistically rich age of American writing. Its major writers include E. E. Cummings, Robert Frost, Ezra Pound, William Carlos Williams, Marianne Moore, Langston Hughes, John Dos Passos, Edith Wharton, Fitzgerald, Steinbeck, Ernest Hemingway, William Faulkner, etc. One important point about the modern age, the modern period contains within itself certain major movements like the Jazz Age, the Harlem Renaissance, and the Lost Generation. Moving on, we have the Beat Generation, which is starting at 1944 and ending at 1962. Beat writers such as Jack Kerouac and Allen Ginsberg were devoted to anti-traditional literature in poetry and prose and anti-establishment politics. And at the last, we have the contemporary period. So, first we have the colonial period. After that, we have the revolutionary age, which is followed by the early national period. Then we have the American Renaissance. After that, we have the realistic period. After the realistic period, we have an intensified form of realism, which is the naturalistic period. Then we have modern period, which contains the jazz age, the Harlem Renaissance and the Lost Generation. After that, we have the Beat Generation and then the contemporary period. So, according to the question, first we have the revolutionary age, which is followed by the early national period, then romantic period or the transcendentalism age, then we have the realistic age, and after that we have the naturalistic age. Moving on to the next question. Arrange the following literary movements in their chronological order of their emergence. So the movements given to us are Imagism, Impressionism, Absurdism, Futurism and Pre-Raphaelitism. Let's discuss the answer to this question now. The Pre-Raphaelitism movement is coming in 1848 with the coming up of Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. The Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood was a group of English painters, poets and art critics founded in 1848 by William Holman Hunt, John Everett Millais, Dante Gabriel Rossetti, William Michael Rossetti, James Collinson, Frederick George Stephens and Thomas Woolner, who formed a 7-member brotherhood. Then we have Impressionism. Impressionism describes a style of painting developed in France during the mid to late 19th century. Characterizations of the style include small visible brush strokes that offer the bare impression of form, unblended color, emphasis on the accurate depiction of natural light. The founding Impressionist artists include Claude Monet, Camille Pissarro, Alfred Sisley, and Edgar Degas. Next up we have is Futurism. Futurism was an Italian art movement of the early 20th century that aimed to capture in art the dynamism and energy of the modern world. Futurism was launched by the Italian poet Filippo Tommaso Marinetti in 1909 with his Manifesto of Futurism. Next up we have is Imagism, which is also an early 20th century movement. It is an English language modernist group founded in 1914 that poetry based on description rather than theme and on the motto, the natural object is always the adequate symbol. The members associated with it are Ezra Pound, Hilda Doolittle and Richard Eldington. And then we have the Absurdism movement. The Absurdist movement is derived in the 1950s from the Absurdist philosophy, which argues that life is inherently purposeless and questions truth and value. Moving on to the third question. What is the chronological sequence of the following Dalit women writers in order of their birth? The writers are Urmila Pawar, Bama, Meena Kandasamy, Gogo Shyamla and Kumud Pavade. Let's discuss the answer to this question. First writer is Kumud Pavade, who was born in 1938. Kumud Pavade is an Indian Dalit activist. She is the first Ambedkarite scholar of Sanskrit. Her autobiography, Antasport, discusses the issue of exploitation of Dalit women. She is a founder member of the National Federation of Dalit Women. So remember her autobiography, Antasport. Next up we have is Urmila Pawar, who was born in 1945. Urmila Pawar is also an Indian writer and activist in the Dalit and feminist movements in India, and her works are written in the Marathi language. She is famous for her short stories, Kavach and A Childhood Tale. Pawar's autobiography is titled Aidan, which means weave. Her autobiography was later translated into English by Maya Pandit and released under the title The Weave of My Life, a Dalit Woman's Memoirs. And Vandana Sonalkar has written the foreword for the book. Next writer we have is Bama. Bama was born in the year 1958. She is a Tamil Dalit feminist, teacher and novelist. Her autobiographical novel Karukku, which is coming in the year 1992, chronicles the joys and sorrows experienced by Dalit Christian women in Tamil Nadu. She wrote 2 more novels, Sangati and Vanmam. Bama has also written 3 collections of short stories, which are Kusumbakaram, Oru Tattvam Erumayam and Kandadatam. Next writer we have is Gogu Shyamla. Gogu Shyamla was born in the year 1969. She is a Telugu language writer and women activist and a prominent Dalit. Her famous work is Father May Be an Elephant and Mother Only a Small Basket. Next up we have is Meena Kandasamy. She was born in the year 1984 and her notable works include The Orders Were to Rape You, Miss Militancy, Touch, This Poem Will Provoke You, We Are Not the Citizens, The Gypsy Goddess, When I Hit You, or The Portrait of the Writer as a Young Wife, etc. So, first we have is Kumud Pavade coming in the year 1938. Then we have Urmila Pawar coming in the year 1945. After that we have Bama coming in the year 1958. Then Gogu Shyamla coming in the year 1969. And then Meena Kandasamy coming in the year 1984. Moving on to the fourth question. What is the correct chronological order of the following Indian writers in order of their birth? The writers are Manohar Malgonkar, Mulk Raj Anand, Toru Dutt, Khushwant Singh, Michael Madhusudan Dutt. Let's discuss the answer to this question. The first writer in the serial order is Michael Madhusudan Dutt. He was born in the year 1824. He was a Bengali poet and playwright and is famous for the works King Porus, The Captive Lady, Padmavati, Krishna Kumari, etc. Next up in the list we have is Toru Dutt. Tarulata Datta, popularly known as Toru Dutt, was an Indian Bengali poet and translator from British India who wrote in English and French. She was born in 1856. She is among the founding figures of Indo-Anglian literature alongside Henry Derozio, Manmohan Ghosh, and Sarojini Naidu. She is known for her volumes of poetry in English like Sita, A Sheaf Gleaned in the French Fields, and Ancient Ballads and Legends of Hindustan. And Dutt died at the age of 21 because of tuberculosis. Next writer we have is Mulk Raj Anand. He was born in the year 1905 and he was an Indian writer in English recognized for his depiction of the lives of the poorer classes in the traditional Indian society. He became known for his protest novel Untouchable, which came in the year 1935, which was followed by other works on the Indian poor such as Coolie, which came in the year 1936, and Two Leaves and a Bud, which came in the year 1937. He is also noted for being among the first writers to incorporate Punjabi and Hindustani idioms into English and was a recipient of the civilian honor of the Padma Bhushan. Next up in the serial order is Manohar Malgonkar. He was born in the year 1913. He was an Indian author of both fiction and non-fiction in the English language. He was also an army officer, a big game hunter, a civil servant, a mine owner, and a farmer. His notable works are The Sea Hawk, Distant Drum, A Combat of Shadows, and A Bend in the Ganges. He has written many other works of course, but these were some of his famous works. Moving on we have is Khushwant Singh. He was born in the year 1915. He was an Indian author, lawyer, journalist and politician. His famous novel was Train to Pakistan, and he has also written a short story titled The Portrait of a Lady. So the first writer we have is Michael Madhusudan Dutt, born in the year 1824. Toru Dutt, born in the year 1856. Mulk Raj Anand, born in the year 1905, Manohar Malgonkar, born in the year 1913, and Khushwant Singh, born in the year 1915. Let's move on to the next question now. Question number 5. Arrange the following American poets in the order of their birth. The poets are Emily Dickinson, Emerson, Frost, Thoreau, Whitman. So let's discuss the answer to this question. The first writer is Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was born in the year 1803. He was an American essayist, lecturer, philosopher, abolitionist, and poet who led the Transcendentalist movement of the mid-19th century. He is very famous for his 1836 essay, Nature. Following this work, he gave a speech entitled The American Scholar in 1837, which Oliver Holmes Sr. considered to be America's intellectual declaration of independence. Emerson wrote most of his important essays as lectures first and then revised them for print. His other most important essays are Self-Reliance, The Oversoul, Circles, The Poet, and Experience. Next up we have is Henry David Thoreau. He was an American naturalist, essayist, poet, and philosopher. He was also a leading transcendentalist and is very famous for his book Walden and his essay Civil Disobedience. He was born in the year 1817. Next up we have is Walt Whitman. He was born in the year 1819 and he is known for his work Leaves of Grass, which came in the year 1855, and Drum Taps, which came in the year 1865. Next up we have is Emily Dickinson. She was born in the year 1830. Emily Dickinson has written a lot of poems. Some of her poems are I Taste a Liquor Never Brewed, Success is Counted Sweetest, Wild Nights, Wild Nights, I Felt a Funeral in My Brain, I Am Nobody, Who Are You, Hope is the Thing with Feathers, A Bird Came Down the Walk, Because I Could Not Stop for Death, My Life Has Stood a Loaded Gun, Tell All the Truth but Tell It Slant. So these are some of our famous poems. So first we have is Emerson, born in the year 1803. Then Thoreau, born in the year 1817. After that we have Whitman, 1819. Then Emily Dickinson, 1830. Next up we have is Robert Frost. He was born in the year 1874. Frost is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He received his first Pulitzer Prize for New Hampshire in 1924. Other of his Pulitzer Prize winners included Collected Poems, which came in the year 1931, A Further Range, which came in the year 1937, and A Witness Tree, which came in the year 1943. So, first we have is Emerson, who was born in the year 1803. Then Henry David Thoreau, which was born in the year 1817. Then we have Walt Whitman, who was born in the year 1819. Then we have Emily Dickinson, who was born in the year 1830. And then Robert Frost, born in the year 1874. Moving on to the sixth question. What is the correct sequence of 5 stages of action in order of occurrence as described by Dhananjay in Dasroop? The options are Pryatyasha, prospect of success, Arambh, beginning, Niyatapati, certainty of success, Yatna, effort, Falgama, attainment of the result. Here, first we have is beginning, that is Arambh. Then we have effort, that is Prayatan. Then we have the prospect of success, that is Pryatyasha. Then we have certainty of success, that is Niyatapati. Then we have attainment of result, that is Falgama. First Arambh, then Priyatan, then Praptayasha, then Nyatapati, then Falgama. Moving on to the next question. What is the correct chronological sequence of the following books of D.H. Lawrence? Lady Chatterley's Lover, Sons and Lovers, The White Peacock, The Rainbow, The Plumed Serpent. The answer to this question is the first novel is The White Peacock, which is coming in the year 1911. Then Sons and Lovers coming in the year 1913, followed by Rainbow coming in the year 1915. The Rainbow has a sequel to it which is known as Women in Love. Then we have The Plumed Serpent, which is coming in the year 1926. And then we have Lady Chatterley's Lover, which is his last novel and coming in the year 1928. Moving to question number 8. What is the correct sequence of the various periods of English literature? Caroline Age, Jacobean Age, Restoration Age, Commonwealth period, and Augustan Age. Let's discuss the answer to this question, but first let's look at the timeline of British literature. First, we have the Old English period or the Anglo-Saxon period. Then we have the Middle English period. Then we have the Renaissance, and the Renaissance is subdivided into 4 parts, which includes the Elizabethan Age from 1558 to 1603. Then we have the Jacobean Age from 1603 to 1625. Then we have the Caroline Age from 1625 to 1649, and then the Commonwealth period from 1649 to 1660. Moving on, we have the Neoclassical period, which is also subdivided into ages, including the Restoration from 1660 to 1700, then the Augustan Age from 1700 to 1745, and then the Age of Sensibility from 1745 to 1785. Moving on, we have the Romantic period, then we have the Victorian period, followed by the Edwardian period, then we have the Georgian period, which is followed by the Modern period, and then the Postmodern period. So here the answer should be first Jacobean Age, which is followed by the Caroline Age. After that we have the Commonwealth Age, then Restoration Age, and then Augustan Age. Moving on to the next question. What is the chronological sequence of famous dramatists in the order of their birth? The options are William Congreve, John Dryden, William Wycherley, George Bernard Shaw, and J.M. Synge. So the answer to this question is, first we have John Dryden. He was born in the year 1631. Then we have William Wycherley. He was born in the year 1641. Then we have William Congreve. He was born in the year 1670. And then we have G.B. Shaw, who was born in the year 1856. And then we have J.M. Synge coming in the year 1871. Dryden is famous for his works like Macflecknoe, The Medal, Absalom and Achitophel, etc. William Wycherley is notable for his plays like Country Wife and The Plain Dealer. William Congreve is famous for his The Way of the World and his only tragedy, The Morning Bride. G.B. Shaw is famous for his works like Man and Superman, Pygmalion, Saint John, Arms and the Man, etc. And J.M. Synge is famous for his play, The Playboy of the Western World. Moving on to the last question of the day. What is the correct chronological order of the works of John Milton? The options are Paradise Lost, Lycidas, L'Allegro, Paradise Regained, and Comus. So the correct chronological order is, first we have is Comus 1634, then we have Lycidas coming in the year 1638, then we have L'Allegro which is coming in the year 1645, after that we have Paradise Lost coming in the year 1667, and then we have Paradise Regained coming in the year 1671. Now let's talk about each work a little bit. First is Comus, which is coming in the year 1634. It is a masque presented at Ludlow Castle before John Egerton, 1st Earl of Bridgewater, because of the celebration of the Earl's new post as Lord President of Wales. Then we have Lycidas. It is a poem by Milton written in 1637 but published in 1638 to commemorate the death of Edward King. Then we have L'Allegro. L'Allegro is a pastoral poem by Milton published in his 1645 poems. L'Allegro means the happy man in Italian. This poem has been contrasted with Milton's other pastoral poem, Il Penseroso, which means the melancholy man. Then we have Paradise Lost, which is an epic poem written in blank verse. It was first published in 1667 and consisted of 10 books. It was published again in 1674 and then contained 12 books. The poem concerns the biblical story of the fall of man, the temptation of Adam and Eve by the fallen angel Satan, and their expulsion from the Garden of Eden. And then we have Paradise Regained, which is a poem by Milton, published in 1671. The volume in which it appeared also contained Milton's closet drama Samson Agonistes. Paradise Regained is 4 books long and comprises 2065 lines. In contrast, Paradise Lost is 12 books long and comprises 10,565 lines. So that's it for this video. I'll be coming up with the next PYQ chronology video. Stay tuned for that and thank you very much for watching.